It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Chesapeake Energy Arena in downtown OKC. Tonight, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia begins the game with the basketball. To Butler. Anthony. Yes. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
To Butler. Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Knowing Carmelo Anthony, the competitor, you know he wants to do the same things as he was doing 5 years ago. Can he?
Well, the answer easy is no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body is saying the exact opposite. The next step for Carmelo Anthony is to understand that he needs to keep it simple. If he's a catch-and-shoot player, help provide spacing and open up that lane for other players to attack.
2 points for Paul George.
Well, you know what the old saying is, when you assume you make a... You know what I'm talking about. You can't fault the D too much there. I was expecting to kick out 3.
Sixers have the basketball. Simmons to Butler. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Cleans it up. And it's George with the block shot. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Westbrook into the front court. Trailing by 4.
I don't think it's working.
Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
You know?
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. The other way.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Voice thing in the chat. What's up, man?
Simmons with it. He'll run the offense. Anthony. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Westbrook with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Steven Adams with the slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Voice in the chat room.
To Butler. And it's rebounded by Adams. Westbrook into the front court. Leads a bucket to George. Here comes the screen. George sizing up Butler.
But I still have the I still got
Adams.
the chat room on tap.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
All right.
Now whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game.
You hear my voice, but I guess the voice back in the chat is not. Yeah, I don't think it's working, MC Philly, the voice thing in the chat room. But I can still read your chat. So unfortunately, you can't hear what I say or comment. I can't hear what you say or comment, but I can see what you're saying in the chat. So everything you put down in the chat room, I can still see it. So continue to use the chat room. MC Philly, I can still see your chat. I got you live on chat. I can still see you. I can see you.
Changes coming from
so
both
whatever
sides
comments
right
you
now.
make, we can still talk. They just don't got that voice control on.
That's out. Last touch by Wilson Chandler.
I can still see everything you say, though. I can still read it. You remember a long time ago,
George, that no good off the mark.
You remember when we first started, we had no voice control. We used to talk where you just leave messages in the chat, and we was talking that way, you know.
Here's
But,
Simmons with it
yeah,
up
they
top.
should turn the voice
10-6
control
our
on.
score.
I like the voice control where you can talk.
To Anthony. Going to launch. Beyond the arc.
There we go.
Textbook Melo.
Let's go
Hands in his
Sixers. That's
face.
what I'm talking
Lets it
about, man.
fly and scores.
Yes.
Change of scenery.
Yes.
But how can Melo still impact a franchise?
It all starts with the mindset. It
Yeah,
starts
that's
with
it. There's the
embracing
Storm
and
this weekend.
accepting
What's going
your
on with
new
that?
role.
MC
He
Philly
is
said
no
Storm?
longer a starter in this league. He's a guy that's going
The
to need to be
snowstorm?
positive on the bench, bring in his
Yeah, I
shooting
hear about
abilities
it.
off the
I
bench,
hear about
and
some
also
kind of
be a
storm that's
coach
supposed to be
when he's on the
happening.
floor. That's the next step in the evolution.
And a putback slam.
Hear about the
That's
Storm
nasty
this
right
weekend.
there.
Here's Schroeder with it. Leads just a point.
So, yeah, I heard about
To
the Storm
Paul
or something
George.
this weekend. You know?
Schroeder. Nice pass to set things up.
Damn.
Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
Damn.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
To Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's now 4 for 6.
Oh, that's
They're
what
going
I'm
to have to
talking
find
about.
answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Down for Robertson.
Okay.
Nice pass to get things going.
Okay.
Contact on a drive can be
see
a
what's up.
beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really
Right
help
there.
you build a mental advantage over your defender.
That's what I'm
Defenders could
talking
lose
about.
sleep
Let's go
with this
Sixers.
guy.
J.J. Redick.
Well
Coming up big
defended,
with the three. Let's
still
go
knocks
fill
it
it.
down. Oklahoma City's got it. George picked up by Carmelo Anthony.
Block that.
Got
Get
it.
that out of here.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Schroeder.
Block it.
With a couple of free throws.
Oh,
Gary
damn.
Payton would always take ones early like this all the time.
Damn,
Number
gotta
one, to see if
stop
they'll
them
get
in the
caught.
paint.
And number
Yo, I'm
two,
trying
they
to
leave a
stop
little
them in
more
the
for you
paint.
to remind you
Mixed with
that
the
they'll be
sleet
on
and
you
snow.
all game long.
Oh, man. You got
First
rain.
one, count it.
Got rain mixed with sleet and... Okay. So, snow mixed with sleet. And oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, if you live on a small block in Philly, you know how Philly got those small blocks? Oh, man.
No
those
back-to-back free
small
throws
blocks,
here.
man.
He missed
it's
the
better
second.
to live on a major
Fultz
roadway.
in the front court.
You know,
They can go 2 for
like
1
a major
if they hurry.
avenue instead of those small streets. You know how Philly is. Whether you talk about South Philly, North Philly, West Philly, you know,
Thunder with
all
the
the
basketball.
Philadelphia areas, good and bad.
Schroeder to
You live in
Adams.
Philly, you know, oh, Bristol, Levittown, if you live in Bucks
Surveys
County,
the floor.
Bristol,
Can't connect.
Levittown, the Charity, it's gonna be hell with that snow up there in the Charity.
Redick.
Up there, Bucks
And
County.
he's fouled.
Or Bristol,
Very close,
Levittown, they got
Jay.
little city
The results,
development
he's
up there.
going
It's
to
gonna
the
be
line.
like hell
J.J.
to live up
Redick.
there.
He's got 2
You know?
shots coming for his career.
I'm saying because of the
89%.
snowstorm. I lived up, you know, in those areas.
Knocks down the first.
I lived in Bucks County at one time, Bristol, Levittown, the inner cities of Philly, North Philly, West Philly. Right.
And
Right,
fails
what
to
you
hit
mean,
them both.
both.
Hits the first,
Right,
misses the
yeah.
second.
You know, I lived in areas, small streets, man. Oh man, that was
Another chance. Big man, Steve
Like-
Adams.
like
Looking
in
good.
certain
4
parts of
for
Philly,
5.
The snow, those snow removers only come to like Major Avenue.
That misses with a second to go. First quarter in the books. No separation so far. It's all even. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. Oklahoma City ball. And scores. Strong take.
When I think about the biggest international names in the game today, Dennis Schroeder's name probably isn't the first that comes to mind. But did you know that he's one of only 3 players to ever play in the league from Germany? Detlef Schrempf, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dennis Schroeder. He is a blur with the basketball, and he will be the first or second option offensively down the court each and every possession.
Driving right to the basket. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Y'all took a walk to the store today.
They trail by
almost
2.
a mile down the road, and it was freezing. It was like 19 degrees. Yeah, I know.
Nothing going here on that drive.
I know. That, right?
Short jumper misses.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Thunder with
I
the
know MC
basketball.
Phillies, man. It gets cold, man.
Schroeder to George.
Especially, you know,
Green coming.
depending on where you live at, man, it gets cold, man. What, a
Prodding
32
the
degrees
defense.
today?
George to Schroeder. Beyond the arc for 3. The rebound taken down
It's
by the
cold in certain
Sixers.
parts of Philly. Yeah,
Count the
have some
basket.
cocoa
Lot
and,
of contact. No
soup
foul.
jumping off.
Did you see that change
And
of
just
direction
getting-
mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off
Yeah,
the
I know.
rim?
Okay.
That was a thing of beauty.
George to the basket, but it won't go.
Yeah,
But
they
you
give him
can't
the
just be a
paint to me.
one-dimensional player. I know you're probably
Tell him to
frustrated
take it
by
up.
me even
Let's
saying
do
that,
something.
but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Oh, that's
good.
good. That's
The
good
defender was
defense
a
for the
little
Sixers.
too close for
Let's bring
comfort.
it up.
See, the
Everybody-
defender did a really
oh,
good
what's
job. He
that?
stayed
Pick it
down.
up.
He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes.
There we
He
go.
waited until the last second to contest that
All
shot.
right, call
Way to know
timeout.
the scouting report.
The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here
Okay, you
in
live
a
in Maine,
two-point ball
so
game.
yeah, it's definitely cold. Okay, you live in Maine, PA? Maine, PA. Where's that next to? Is it next to Allentown? Is it next to so many places? Where's Maine next to? I think I heard of Maine. Is it next to the Poconos? Or are you next to Scranton, Wilkes-Barre? I'm familiar with a lot of areas, from the good and bad. I know a lot of areas. Yeah. You know, some people talk Philly. I know Philly. I have a good idea. No, I mentioned it before. I live in Maine. Okay, the state of Maine. Okay. Okay.
We have both squads set to make some moves
Okay,
right
is
now.
that considered PA? Maine, PA, right? Or you talking about the state Maine right above New York and Boston? Are you
Missed
talking
it.
about that
Not
Maine?
much more you can ask
Right
for
above New York
defense
and
there.
Boston.
The most
over
important
Atlantic.
thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make
Oh,
a shot or not.
shucks, okay.
Russ at the controls.
You live in New
Curling
England.
inside. Westbrook
Okay,
shot
you
won't
talking
go
about
on the
Maine
drive.
and New England.
To
Oh,
Butler. Oh,
I
nice
know that.
find for the basket. There's a
I know
toughness
you
he
lived in
learned
New
under
England.
Tibbs at 2 stops, and no question
I thought you lived
that
in
rubs
Philly.
off on younger players.
I
There
didn't
is
know
something
you
that
lived
Jimmy
in New
Butler
England.
does
I had
that
no
no
idea.
other player in
Okay.
the NBA does.
Cool.
He gets into your psyche. He gets into your head each and every possession. He enjoys the process of the fight. Every single blow. There is a pleasure in
So
the
we're
paint.
coming down to 2 minutes.
Fultz into the front court. They lead it.
Let's
4-point
get
game.
that
Anthony knocks
Yes.
it down in the
Let's
foul.
go.
And a
That's what I'm
chance
talking
now
about, man.
at a
Yeah, boy.
4-point play.
It never
Carmelo
would have been
coming
a
up with
foul
the
if you
3
didn't
and
give
one.
him
Let's go
space.
Sixers.
Your job
Oh,
defensively
that was
is
a
to
nice
stay
play, man. That's
attached
what
to
I'm
him
talking
at
about.
all times. Force him to put the ball on
Ah.
the ground and drive. and
Foul
make
at
a
me,
shot
man.
over the
Get
trees
off
below.
me. Look at this play. Look at Carmelo with the release. Ooh, ho, ho. Let's go Sixers. Carmelo come up big for 3. Let's
Carmelo
go Philly.
Anthony with a chance at a 4-point play. A career 81% free
That's
throw
what I'm
shooter.
talking about, man.
Hits the free throw.
Okay, I got you.
Russ at the
Okay.
controls.
I got you. Okay, your family is in Philadelphia. I got you.
Here comes
I
the
got
screen.
you. So, oh yeah, definitely, yes.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. 3 for 6 now. Jay, if you're Russell Westbrook, how do you take on the responsibility of getting them over the hump?
You have to own it, Ed. And that starts with owning the fact that, yes, you were the first player in the history of the game to average a triple-double back-to-back years, but that did not equate to your team being successful. Sometimes less is more, and he has to make sure that he's surrounded and allowing the players he's surrounded with to help him get to the next level.
Teams, you know? That's all our live stream is on, mostly Philly teams. The WNBA, I play with the Storm because we don't got a Philly team.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
I can get
you see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
And if I play with the G League, I got
Butler.
the Blue Coats, Delaware Blue Coats.
Fultz from long range. That's off the
Also
side
in
of the rim.
college basketball, I got Temple, Villanova. That's Philly.
Paul George
And there's a
to
I think
Westbrook.
there's a couple
Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's like
Really
he got
got a lot
on
of
an
sports
elevator and
teams.
went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11".
And of course,
those
the
aren't
Sixers
small
are
guys.
real big.
In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person
76ers, we
in
had some
public.
good
I
years.
feel
The
like you're
Eagles are
speaking
even
from
bigger.
experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every
Eagles
day.
football, man, is real big, man, you know? The sports programs in Philly are really good. You know? Okay, I'm familiar with New Jersey. Out there in New Jersey, Trenton, Newark, Jersey, cross the bridge from New York, and you also cross the bridge from Philly, Penn's Landing, South Philly. The Benjamin Franklin Bridge from Philly
Coach
that
has
goes
seen
into
enough.
New Jersey,
He wants some
or
changes.
you can take the
New
Betsy
personnel
Ross.
onto
So
the
you
floor.
might cross the bridge from your family and from where I live.
Picked up by the Thunder.
You know what I mean? Philly, yeah. Yeah, Baltimore's all my life, man.
Oh, Russell Westbrook.
You know?
With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
I
the
remember the
inner
Phillies,
beast
I
of Westbrook.
remember the Veterans
Sheer
Stadium.
determination.
And the old Spectrum
I don't
Stadium.
think anybody got the license plate on not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion
my
of Russell
dad loved
Westbrook.
the Sixers.
No good.
You know,
But
some of
two
my
shots
uncles.
coming up for Joel Embiid.
You know, so
Love the
Philadelphia
fact
got a
that the
very
shooter
rich history in
created
sport.
contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
South Jersey, 5 minutes. Not that far.
Hits the first free throw.
New Jersey, you got Six Flags, Wildwater Kingdom, you got Wildwood. New Jersey have some nice amusement parks. Also, you got Atlantic City. Atlantic City is popping, the boardwalk.
Goes 2 for 2
The
at the line.
50-50 club. New Jersey's a nice city too, man. You know,
Russ
not
at
bad
the
parts
controls.
just like anywhere else, but you got some nice parts, man, to have a good time. You want to party and have a good time, get a good eat, and, you know, see some nice women and stuff in New Jersey. You know, or even if you have a woman, it's still a nice place to take your wife and woman.
The
It's
drive
nice, man.
right to the
Take your wife
basket.
on the
Westbrook
boardwalk.
from the outside, no
Get
good.
some seafood, have a really good time.
19-footer at the buzzer. It's good at the buzzer. Nice finish and more cash in the bank as we've hit the break. First half comes to an end. It's the Sixers out in front.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The 76ers have the advantage on the scoreboard at halftime. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Thunder have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, They've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Bench points.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are getting enough bench production in this contest. Their reserves need to step up and start making an impact in this game.
Player of the half.
Carmelo Anthony has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
The Thunder have the possession. George to Westbrook. Paul George to Westbrook. Baseline drive. The drive by Westbrook, but a shot stays out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jarring is only going to escalate.
Westbrook across the timeline. The deficit is 6. And a putback slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Butler to Embiid. The shot turned away by Adams. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Butler can't get the bounce. Joel Embiid. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Russell Westbrook, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. To Adams. Anthony to Butler. Blocked away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Adams to Westbrook. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Sixers control it. Simmons fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Westbrook to the basket, but his shot won't fall.
Yeah, I had that game back in the day. You talking about NBA Live?
Embiid
Yeah.
to Simmons.
I had that game back in the day. NBA Live.
4-3. And Ben Simmons, you
Yeah.
have to like the confidence.
that game
No
back in the day. That was my
hesitation
game.
from deep.
They're shooting the ball
NBA
well,
Live,
but let me tell you why.
they
They're
had that game
already
out in
ready to shoot
95.
before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are
game
ready,
was out on
providing
Sega.
a target. So when they
NBA
catch that
Live.
ball, they go right
Yeah.
into their shot. We call that being
That
shot
was
ready.
old school. NBA Live was old school.
From the
You
painted
know,
area,
before-
won't go
And
down.
anyway, NBA Live
To
made a
Simmons.
comeback with this game. You know, I really like the
Ben
Live
Simmons,
now.
very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
I
Hey,
think
one of the things I hear all the
2018.
great teams say in the huddle, they say
And
1,
I've been
2,
liking
3,
it
no
since. I
mercy.
like the NBA
Now it's
Live.
time for you
You
to
know,
go
I know
even
everybody,
harder
you
on the
know.
defensive end.
For 3, no
Not
good.
everybody likes NBA Live, but I like it.
Butler to bring it up. Lead is 12. Fires the 3. You on top. Jimmy Butler, contested three.
They better call timeout because we're on
And if
fire
you're
right
on D
now.
right now, if
Let's
you're
go
off on the weak
Sixers.
side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt,
okay.
then get back to you or stay at home.
I just
Force him to
saw-
make one of those
okay.
passes or force him to take a crazy
Video
shot
that
at the rim.
said, you said why? Everyone likes the NBA. I said why everybody likes NBA. Live 2005 back in the day. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've had that game. NBA Live.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. It's Westbrook.
Oh,
Rebound
34.
taken by the Sixers.
Yeah,
Butler into
I'm
the
34.
front court. The lead is 15. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin
yeah.
for error. To Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm 34. I'll be 35 next
Rebound
day.
cleared by Philly. To Butler. Lets it fly from long range. And
I started
Patterson
thinking I was
grabs the
34
rebound.
or something like that. Yeah. No, not
OKC
34.
ball to Paul George.
When I was
The rebound belongs
33.
to the 76ers.
Yeah, I'm 34.
To Simmons. Trying to cash in. The shot no good by Simmons. Westbrook with it. Down by 15 to George. And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there. He's endured a major injury. He's had a change of address. But you look at Paul George, he is in the prime years of his career.
And there's no doubt about it. This entire offseason, if I were Paul George, I would think about how do I constantly channel my self-assigned alter ego. Playoff P needs to step up to the court every single day and bring that energy.
Butler to bring it up. The advantage is 13 points. To Simmons. Here's a chance from long range. Not
Oh,
that
yeah,
time.
5 years older. Yeah.
Oklahoma
5 years
City's
older.
got it.
Uh-huh.
George, guarded by Jimmy Butler. He was hacked. They let it go.
One of the best kept secrets in the game, utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air, crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
George shakes free and hits.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
From 18 feet at the buzzer, Joel Embiid. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way, and the 76ers have to be feeling good.
You know what? They're looking at bringing that game back out. You talk about 2K5. Yeah, that was my game. 2K5. And then you also had
It's been
Game
a
Breakers. You
compelling
remember
game
Game
so
Breakers?
far. The fourth quarter is
Remember
underway.
PlayStation 1, a game called Game
It's in the
Breakers.
hands of Philadelphia. To Butler, lets it fly from beyond the arc, and the rebound taken in by
I know you
George.
remember NFL Game
Cross
Breakers.
midcourt, it's Schroeder. The
At
deficit now
2K5,
up to
they're
a
talking about
dozen.
bringing that game back.
Grabs his own miss and
I
scores.
don't know if
Good
EA will
concentration.
allow it because you got Madden
I'm not
football
sure that wasn't
franchise,
an
but
offensive foul.
they got to come
But
out
take
with
it when you
college
can get it.
football, man. They're talking about coming out with a college football game in 2020.
Butler
I would like to see that.
going to launch beyond the arc.
I would
Knocks
love
down
to
the
stream
three.
college football.
And it just seems like the defense has
man, I like
lethargic
that.
closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency.
I like the
Run them
college
off
football
the
game.
three-point line. Make them take a tough two
Yes.
rather than an easy three.
I love EA Sports. I love all those sports games, man. I love, oh, man.
It's denied
Yeah,
by Embiid.
NBA Live
You know,
2K5.
sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing
NHL,
to watch.
NHL
During the
man,
regular
has been
season,
good
things can
throughout
get
the years.
difficult. Energy
Seems like
can
it
be
made
low. The passion
comeback
at
in
times can even be lower
2017.
because players are tired. They're
NHL,
fatigued.
you know?
But today, it's all
NHL
been good.
is
They're
love-
putting in
love
an
too. I like
absolute
NHL a
show
lot.
with killer efficiency and tremendous
I like the
effort and
hockey game.
intensity.
Those periods is long though,
Schroeder with the basketball.
you know. But I
Trailing
love
by 15.
long season play.
Shot stopped by
You know,
Embiid.
so I play a lot of
Just
games.
incredible
I play
timing
a lot
on
of
that
games.
swat.
Butler. Oh, he hits the three.
You know,
This
I
is
play
a
a lot
game
of
of
games.
ways. As a defense,
with-
you have
with-
to
with
recognize that
whatever
they
game
come
amount
and
they
they go.
play in the real
That will
pros,
not
that's
be the
what I
case
play.
all the time moving forward.
Franchise mode.
To Paul George.
That's what I'm playing right now. Franchise mode. You set up your
Beyond the arc
season
for three.
and play
And Paul
away.
George good on the quick release there.
I know they're
Try to
refs on
make
the
the
court all
playoffs.
the time, but it doesn't
Try
mean
to
they
win
can
the
see
playoffs
every
and win the
play.
championship.
Maybe defensively, grab his
Win it
jersey,
all.
step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
I love that competitive competition, you know?
Here's Schroeder
I
with
like
it.
playing league
They'll run the
games. I don't
offense.
like to just play to play. I like those
Shot from the
league
lane
games
won't
where you're
go.
playing for something. You know? NHL, you play for the Stanley
Now
Cup.
pass taken away by the Thunder.
NBA,
Tonight,
you playing
it may
to
not
get to the
cost
final.
you, but in a playoff game,
Man,
it
you
will.
playing for the Super Bowl.
Short jumper off the
And,
mark.
which I think I won 3 Super Bowls with the Eagles. I played 13
Embiid.
seasons in franchise.
Joel Embiid. He's now 4 for 6.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out.
Yeah,
I'm going
and
to start
that-
hitting him in places he's not
Man.
used to being hit. I'm trying to do
I
anything to
played
throw him off his game.
that NFL Street. You also had NFL Blitz. You know, I would definitely say that PlayStation, EA Sports need to come back with NFL Street. They also need to come back with NFL Blitz. NFL Blitz and NFL Street was nice. NBA Jam, I liked it that too. I mean, I got NBA Playgrounds 1 and 2, but it's not like NBA Jams. It's not like NBA Jams of the 90s. And, you know, they need to give the future generation a taste of some of that old school. You know, give them a taste of what that old school was like. You know what I'm saying? You know,
New blood coming in
some
for
of the
both
old
sides.
school games were nice, man. For Sega and Nintendo, you know, I'm old school.
Russell
old
Westbrook.
school, man.
Tough matchup against Butler.
I like those old school games, the hockey game, Blades of Steel, Skate or Die, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Pit Fighter,
Gets toughness right
Old
there.
school game.
Physical inside.
NBA
Gets it
Live,
to go.
NFL
When the
game,
ball's in his
game
hands,
day,
we
game
all
breaker.
knew what was going to happen.
I like the old school game. Yeah, hey, you right. It was
To
very
Butler.
gory.
From long
But-
range. And the rebound comes
But
down to the Thunder.
MC Philly,
To
you have to
Westbrook.
admit that NFL Blitz
Oh,
was
great
live, man. It
pass.
was
Setting up
gory,
the
though.
basket.
In the last 10
So I hope
sequences
they bring
down the
that game
court,
back, NFL
everybody's
Blitz. I do a
touched the
season.
ball.
I do a
You
couple
don't see
seasons of that
anybody
game.
with any kind of
I
negative
watched
expressions on their face
NFL Blitz
because
and Street.
everybody's eating.
I like NFL Blitz. That was my game.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You know, it reminds me of
NFL
a story a
Blitz, man.
legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an
That
open
was the
hand,
game.
correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing
You know,
tonight.
I liked it.
To Redick. Fires the three.
Oh, my God.
And Patterson grabs the rebound. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Looking to make something happen. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go. Butler into the front court. His guys up by 15. To Redick. 4-3. Not that time. He missed it.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're
Well,
doing
no,
with
I-
superior confidence.
1 minute.
To Westbrook.
Hey, double screen. Cut it. Oh, he crossed me.
Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player
Oh
who can
my
create
God.
off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Simmons. The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. Westbrook into the front court. The deficit now up to 13.
Yeah, have a good night, MC Philly.
Unbothered by the defense.
Have a good night, buddy. Have a good night.
You know, Ed, people don't understand.
I'll
Tough
check you
shots
out.
are practiced every single day.
Yeah, have a great
With
night,
all these
man. Have a
different
great night.
contraptions out there to contest your shot, guys shoot 500 made shots a day. This is the new norm.
That's off the side of the rim, no good. Now a whistle. And we're going to get a timeout from OKC. They're down big in this fourth quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench.
Oh, definitely, man. Get some sleep, man. You know, don't be like me, man. I used to stream really. You know? Yeah, I definitely had some good times, you know. I hope you did too, you know. But, you know, man, I stream late, and sometimes I got to wrap it up. You know, but I streamed all night, man. When I first started, I used to stream for a long time.
To Westbrook.
Longer than I was supposed to. I did a shift on this.
To Adams. Steven Adams with the slam.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Simmons. And it's good.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
It's Westbrook. Embiid with the board.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you
Got a piece of it.
jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. The Sixers are victorious as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers came away with the victory in this one. And more often than not, they were hitting the three when they popped from long range. Winning gets a lot easier when you're adding so many points to the scoreboard, 3 at a time. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Thunder just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Assists.
Clearly, what separated these two squads.
Player of the game. Number 2. Number 1.
Take a look at the upcoming games for the Oklahoma City Thunder. This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.